They were the smartest girls in the country, yet the education they received was all about how to be a good wife. This seemingly elegant elite institution was actually deeply suppressing women's free thinking, until I showed up and broke the mold. On my first day, the students taught me a lesson. I put up a slide and was about to introduce it when a student beat me to the answer.
Wounded bison, Altamira, Spain, about 15,000 BC. Joan Brandwin.
I switched to another slide and barely got 2 sentences out before getting interrupted again.
1879, Lascaux, France, dates back to 10,000 BC.
Feeling embarrassed, I frantically switched to another one.
Maecenas and his queen, 2470 BC. It's a funerary statue of the pharaoh and his queen, originally intended to preserve the pharaoh's soul.
What happened next was completely beyond my expectations. The students answered one after another, not giving me a chance to get a word in. Their faces were full of contempt.
If you've nothing else for us, we could go to independent study.
So that's how my first class ended. But I also discovered the problem. While the students had mastered the material well, they were just mechanically reciting it with no ability to think independently. So the next day in class, I chose a painting that wasn't in the textbook. They were clearly flustered, frantically flipping through their books looking for answers. Not a single one offered her own opinion. So I guided them to think independently about the composition and colors of the work, and to try expressing their own views. Seeing more and more of them join the discussion made me so gratified. However, as my teaching progressed, I gradually discovered this school was nothing like I'd imagined. The school nurse, out of concern for protecting the students, distributed contraceptives to the girls. When this got back to a student named Betty, she used her position as a board member's daughter to write an article attacking the nurse. It was published in the school paper, accusing the nurse of damaging the school's image. To settle the matter, the school administration actually fired the nurse. I just couldn't understand any of this. What surprised me even more was that the students were also obsessed with a hoop rolling sport. Supposedly, the girl who won the competition would get to marry first. They practiced like crazy for this. And in etiquette class, the teacher actually taught the girls how to serve their husbands and be qualified wives. To break these old conventions, I decided to make a change. So I ditched the textbook and taught every class in the form of questions, cultivating their ability to think independently. Beyond that, I also discovered their strengths. Joan was interested in law and even wanted to apply to Yale Law School, but marriage had become her constraint. So on the next pop quiz, I quietly slipped Joan a Yale application form. As expected, she actually got into Yale. She also faced the difficult choice of her boyfriend's marriage proposal.